Mission-based risk assessment. You heard me talking about here previously. So what it is and how I perform one. Well, I'm going to break it down for you in 4 phases or 4 layers of how to do it. Now, I'll preface this that it is difficult and it will take you out of your comfort zone. But these 4 layers is how an approach to do that risk assessment you can take. Your organization may tailor it to your own needs, but these 4 are essential to make one happen. So the first layer or phase, it is a mission-based phase. So the mission, you need to understand, is the mission objective of your organization. What is your security objective of your organization? And what the business unit to support that objective of the organization. So this is the part that takes you out of your comfort zone. As cybersecurity professionals, we are used to live on our own world and see cybersecurity more of a technology-driven or technology-driven solution for the organization. I'll always scan a few assets, I'll get the results, and I put some logic around, put a narrative around, and here it is. You're not going to be able to do that with a tool, or even within your own group. You will have to go out and speak with the business, understand the business that you are there to protect. So understand what makes the business tick. That is your first phase. You need to understand that. Usually is the services that provide your revenue to your organization are critical. Starting from that, those are your critical system. You need to understand the mission objective. The second layer or phase is more an operational layer, and that's what the business processes from those business units that you identify are critical to make that happen. Understanding the information they generate, the information, how they use that information is critical for this phase. So phase 1 and phase 2 go hand in hand. Moving to phase 3 or layer 3 is the application layer. An application on a general term of that is basically what will you do with that application? What do you do with that data? What do you do with that service that you are providing? So that is the IT services that those systems, those applications, those business processes that support the mission objective. So that's the third phase. The fourth phase is naturally you get to the infrastructure, and that's where you're trying to get to begin with. Most often you will see the cybersecurity team, the cybersecurity group is starting from the infrastructure layer and scanning the systems, trying to put data classification in the systems, trying to gauge the importance of a particular system or asset in the overall scheme of the mission of your organization. However, I'm not saying you cannot do that way, but it's the hard way. So starting from a top-down approach, and that's basically the mission-based risk assessment, I already tell you where to start, is starting with the mission itself. Because you will have a lot of systems that are unrelated to the mission, supporting systems and so forth, that if you start from the bottom up, you're going to be addressing those, wasting resources and time on those systems that not necessarily are your top priority in terms of the assessment. So just to recap the 4 phases, one is the mission phase. The other one is the operational phase. The application phase being the third, and final being the infrastructure phase, where you find. Now, once we have that, those systems that you identify at the infrastructure phase, those are the ones you're going to apply your security controls, your patches, scan for vulnerabilities, make sure the minimum security baseline is applied to these systems and so forth. Basically, do your security assessment. So there's a lot of prep work that goes into a mission-based risk assessment. So it's not like get up and go, pick up a tool, scan, here we go. No, it takes a lot to get there. It is a maturity process. You have to start somewhere, similar to an aspirational goal that yes, I need to measure this, but I don't have all my data elements, all the data to drive that metric, to drive that percentage. Similar to the mission-based risk assessment, you might not have all the pieces together, but put that as a goal for your department, put that as a goal for yourself, and say, let me start getting those data elements to one day eventually be able to perform that risk-based assessment. The benefits of that, right, is a lot of work up front. But the benefits of that is now you have those critical systems that you can be financially sound, because you will invest your cybersecurity budget on the most critical systems first. Those that will impact your organization. Once again, mission, vision, and the service you provide the organization that have perhaps a regulatory impact that basically going to swing your stock price up and down, basically the market value of your organization. So those are critical, and you'll be able to quantify. Imagine a critical servers bringing $1 million a month, go down for 2 weeks. Sort of you have a ballpark of a number of how much that will cost, in addition to the people that is involved for the CERT team. You have people, if you have a hardware failure, if you have some force. So it snowballs from there, but you will have a starting point that probably is more than you have today. So it is one of the things, you'll be financially sound on your investment. The other is you will be able to speak to the executive team and to the board more in terms of what is critical to the organization, what is affecting their objectives, what would potentially affect their objectives. You'll be speaking at the same language at that point, or potentially be able to speak at the same language because you will have the correct data at your disposal. So, mission-based risk assessment. I've been talking a lot about this. I just broke it down into 4 phases that provide you an idea how to tackle this issue in your organization.